Google just dropped Gemini 3 and it's changing everything. This is the craziest AI release I've ever seen. Google just dropped Gemini 3 and it's wild. I mean, you can now build a fully functional app with one single prompt. You can use Google anti-gravity and let AI agents write your code, test it in the browser, and fix bugs automatically with Google developers. No coding skills needed. And this AI even takes screenshots, records videos, showing your working app. It is absolutely wild. Plus, have just dropped a bunch of new AI tools. And so, whilst everyone's losing their minds over Gemini 3, they're missing the actual game changer. This isn't about another chatbot. This is about building real working apps without code. This is about automating your entire business in an afternoon. This is about tools that actually do things instead of just talking about things. I spent the weekend testing every single tool in Google's new Gemini 3.0 stack. I built fully automated systems, created custom apps, automated workflows that used to take my teams hours, and all of it using these free tools that have just launched. So this is how you actually use AI to scale your business. Not writing blogs, not generating social media captions, building real systems that run without you. I'm going to break it down step by step today. We are going to get straight into it. So if you're not familiar with this is Google Gemini. Here's what it means, etc. So you can see they've announced a new era of intelligence with Gemini 3. Now, Gemini 3 is by far the most powerful process I've ever seen. It's an absolutely amazing tool. You can easily automate whatever you want with it, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. Now, you can use this in many different ways. So for example, they've actually just released Google Nano Banana. Nano Banana is absolutely amazing as well, and they also have a bunch of other updates that have just come out. And one of the easiest ways to get access to this is directly inside Gemini. So you can go to Gemini at gemini.google.com, and then you can get access to this stuff. You can go inside here, and then you can switch between fast and thinking. Thinking is how you get access to Gemini 3 Pro, and then you can say like, okay, create a video, or stay organized, or build an idea, etc. So for example, here we can go to Canvas, and we can say, right, okay, build our SaaS tool for generating ideas for YouTube videos, right? Based on Julian Gordy SEO's channel. And then I can actually generate a SaaS tool that creates video ideas for me, and I just click a button, right? And it's so simple and easy to use. So wait for that to load, and you can see here it's thinking through the process. Now, I've compared this versus ChatGPT, and honestly, this is one of the best tools that I've ever used. I think ChatGPT actually got worse, not better, with the latest updates, especially with 5.1. Whereas, for example, with Google Gemini, it's easily one of the most powerful tools that I've ever used in my life. It's absolutely wild. So you can see it's coding now. Basically, what this is doing is it's generating the SaaS tool, and literally all you have to do is give it an idea, and then it will go off and create this, right? So you can be very simplistic in the way that you prompt it, and it'll basically figure out, okay, here's exactly what you need and how you're going to do it, right? And now you can see that's going to create and code it over here on Canvas, and then we can wait for that to load, generating it. Now, some people are going to say, I need to, understand how Gemini 3 works first before you start using it. I would say, no, you don't. That's backwards thinking. So you don't need to understand how the engine works to drive a car, right? You need to know where the gas pedal is and where you want to go. So I would say stop trying to become like an AI expert if you're going to try this stuff out and start automating business. Just start building things now that grow your business. And the people right now aren't the ones who understand the technology the best. They're the ones who build it faster than their competition. Also, some people want to say like, oh, okay, I should wait for tutorials and courses before I try this. And whilst you're waiting, your competitors are building, right? They're testing, they're launching, they get results. So every day you wait is another day they pull ahead. And these tools are free for you to test, and they're live right now. So, you can literally start in the next 5 minutes. The only thing stopping you is the story you're telling yourself about needing permission for preparation. So, if you're thinking about using this stuff, just get straight into it, get stuck in, start building. And you can see here now we've got the examples of what we're going to create. So we've got the generator. We can share that tool if we want to. And then we've got the code and everything else over here, right? And we can switch between, okay, what do we want to talk about here? So, for example, we can select, okay, this is my niche, and then here's the tools and topics we want to talk about, right? So let's say, for example, my niche is dog training, and then my target audience is dog owners. And I'm just showing this so, you can see an example of what sort of ideas you can come up with and how easy it is to build these SaaS tools. And then if you don't like them, you can easily change them as well. So this might be terrible on version 1, but if we go back and forth with it for a few options, we can easily do this, right? And then you see it's come up with a bunch of ideas right here. Now, what you can also do inside the chat here is you can say, okay, don't make it about AI automation, create a generic tool that comes up with clickbait ideas in one click based on the user's niche plus their audience, right? And then we can easily edit that tool automatically over in the canvas. So what we're doing on the left-hand side is briefing it. What we're doing on the right-hand side is building it. This is where the AI does its magic, and this is where we do our magic, right? And we just taking ideas, we plug it into the idea machine, the idea machine pumps out the actual tool itself. So we're gonna wait for that to load, and then what I can also do once it's done is I will share that in a second. I'll put it inside the AI profit boarding. I like the way as well it's come up with the idea in terms of the name and the logo, right? So you can see here it's designed a nice logo for this particular tool along with the idea. It's nicely designed. The UI is pretty nice when it comes to Gemini 3 as well when it's building this stuff out, and it's just 10 times better than any other tool that's out there. Honestly, I would seriously consider, like, if you're on ChatGPT for coding tasks, I think Gemini is maybe 10 times better. But the thing is, like, because it works so well, you can see over here, like, it's creating these tools, but basically perfectly every time. Because it works so well, it's saving you time. Whereas with ChatGPT, you have to go back and forth with it. It gets a bit annoying, etc. So now we've got a bunch of different ideas. So it's given us the viral angle. So for example, the warning, the speed run, the transformation, the contrarian. So we could go with the contrarian. Then we could say, okay, fitness, or we could put like, I don't know, like the dog training. And then we could say, okay, target audience equals busy mums, or I don't know, busy dog trainers or dog owners. Something like that, right? Generate ideas, and then it's going to start generating ideas over here. And we've got this option between generator and vault, right? So I assume, I mean, this is a brand new tool just built on a live stream in 8 minutes, but I assume in this section you can actually save ideas to the vault as well. So now you can see it's come up with 3 awesome direct response style headlines. So for example, stop walking your dog, the truth busy owners need, why treats ruining your dog's training, you only need 3 minutes a day, the lazy trainer secret. Really cool. And then it gives you ideas on the thumbnail, and then also with the hook. Now, I'm glad that it gave us some ideas on the thumbnail, because actually what we can do is we can use Nana Banana to generate the thumbnail, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that video idea here and be like, do you know what? I'm going to create a thumbnail for that in a second. I'm going to show you how I do that because it's pretty mind-blowing as well. We'll come on to that in a second. But you can see here, basically, it's come up with the title, the style, so the controversial, urgent style. And you got like authority and shocking, inspiring and extreme results. Then you got the thumbnail concept and the hook, right? This is a SaaS tool that people would probably, probably pay for, to be honest. Like, it saves a lot of time. It solves a good example, and it's pretty simple and easy. Here's what I'm going to show you in a sec that you can use for generating that stuff, right? So if we go over to AI Studio, we can actually build apps as well, right? So if we go to your apps, you can see all this different stuff that I've created, like, for example, the Tube Genius Creator, the AI SEO landing page, right? The keyword generator, the SEO tool. Do you know what as well? Just to help you out, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go over to back to that tool that we've just created, right? I'm going to click on share. And if you want to get the shareable link for this tool, you want to test out yourself, for example, then I'm going to plug in the link to all the tools that I make today inside the AI profit boardroom. So if you want to get access to this stuff, we'll put it inside the AI profit boardroom. This is the YouTube title generator and hook plus thumbnail idea generator, right? And you can get access to that tool right here. And also, if you want all the notes from today plus video tutorial plus all of this information, it's all inside the AI profit boardroom, so you can get this custom training right here, no problem, right? It's all inside the AI profit boardroom. If you go to the AI profit boardroom, then you're going to go to Classroom, then you're going to scroll down and you go to SOP updates, and you can see the latest updates right here, including this Gemini one, right? And we also date it, so these are all updates from November 2025. So you can see how much information and how dedicated we are to making sure this community is the best in the world when it comes to AI. So we've got the tool links over here, right? Number 2, what we're going to do next. So now we're going to go over to AI Studio, right? Inside AI Studio, we've got a bunch of different apps over here. And for example, I've created like a keyword generator, SEO landing page, a Tube Genius creator, and a Nano Banana thumbnail generator, right? So you can see all these different tools that I've coded with AI Studio. Now, if you want to build with AI Studio, pretty simple. So you just go to aistudio.google.com, then you go down to build, So build down here, and then you've got these options, right? So you can choose between start, gallery, your apps, right? So these are the apps that you've built previously, created by you, created by others. So if we go back to start over here, we can now start building apps based on not just Gemini 3 Pro Preview, which is awesome, but also we can supercharge the app. So we can add Nano Banana. We could create conversational voice apps, right? I actually went to a mastermind yesterday where someone was like, okay, well, how do I create an app that teaches my community Spanish, for example? And you could easily create a conversational voice app over here, right? How would you do that? So you go inside here and you say, right, okay, give me an app that teaches people plus helps them practice Spanish. Pretty simple. And then from here, you go to build and you're going to start coding this out. So on the left-hand side, you've got the prompt. On the right-hand side, you've got the preview and the code, right? So you're basically building out that tool using the voice and that sort of thing, right? So you want to just make sure you click create conversational voice apps, and then you just say, okay, create a voice app that teaches me Spanish. Okay? And that's going to create a voice app, literally like a chatbot, in a couple of minutes using this process. Really, really simple. So in the meantime, whilst that's coding out, so you can see this is coding out here, and there's so much more to show you today, so make sure you keep watching. But in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to some of these other tools that I've built, and I want to show you some examples of how these work, right? So over here, we can type in our keyword that we want to create rank-ready content for. So I'm going to put like SEO training London, for example. So that's coding out over here. As you can see, that's right in the content. And if you want to get access to that tool, let me plug it inside here, right? So we'll put over here SEO content creator tool. Right, so if you want to get access to that, it's inside here. So let's see what we got back now. So you can see now it's created the meta description, the title, the blog content itself, and it even directs traffic to my funnels actually as well. So you can see here, these are clickable links to my funnels, and then it sends traffic to my funnels as well. So it creates like personalized SEO content really quickly and easily. And all you do is just build the app. And when you build the app, it's literally just like, okay, here you go, mate. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay? Super easy stuff. So that's still coding out the voice app, but you can see the content generated with the SEO content creator. Again, I've plugged that link inside the AI Profit Boardroom if you want to get access to it. Here's another tool. So this tool is actually linked to Google search data. And literally, you can see the prompt in the top left over here. So when I share it with you, you can actually just deploy this app and copy it from me and then customize it however you want. So over here, we've said keyword generator based on Google search data that gives me accurate SEO keyword ideas. Right? It's coded out on the left. We've got the preview on the right. And then we can type in our topic. So for example, let's put SEO agency over here. And this is going to analyze the live search data from Google. So it's connected to two APIs. Number one is Gemini 3.0 for coding. Number two is Google's live search data. And then it's going to start breaking down, the keyword search intent, difficulty, etc. Right? And you can see that's still loading. So that's why there's no results at the bottom yet. But that'll basically come over in a sec, and then you'll be able to copy and export the data as well. Pretty powerful stuff. In the meantime, once that's generating, we'll come back to that in a sec. Oh, it's uploaded now. So I'm just going to put that inside here as well. Here's another example. So this is a landing page builder that we actually built, right? So what we said over here was building an app with screens that look like this. You can hot link images from the HTML, right? And it's taken the image preview, coded out the landing page. We've got the landing page right there. And again, like any of this stuff that you want to copy, you can click on copy once you got the shareable link, and then you can use that inside your own project, right? And you can use my example to create this, to create your own project. Here's another one. So this one, we can actually attach like an image of me, the style, and then we give it a prompt, and then it will generate the thumbnail, right? This is using a combination of Nano Banana and YouTube. So for example, here we can upload a subject, aka a picture of me. Let me show you how that works. So for example, I can take an image of me over here, download that. Then we're going to go over to here. So this is the tool that we've created for generating thumbnails using Nano Banana and Gemini Pro. We're going to upload the subject, which is a picture of me. We can upload a example image of a style that we like. So if we have a certain thumbnail in mind, we can use that, which I actually have over here. Right? So I could use that, or I could take a different one. And then inside here, we can say, okay, create a thumbnail of me looking crazy, talking about topic equals Gemini 3.0 Pro update, right? Something like that. Then we can select 1K, 2K, 4K, aka 4K is the highest quality. 1K is the lowest quality, so we can click generate thumbnail. Basically what that's going to do is use this to generate images, right? So you can actually generate images and thumbnails using that process as well. So that's just designing it right now using Nano Banana. And then also what we can do is we can even download that image that it creates in a second and then upload it into Veo 3, if that makes sense, right? So you can design the thumbnail, download the image, upload it into this section, and in this section we can generate videos as well. So we'll come back to that in a second, and we also have another example here. So we can again upload the image, we can add the style reference if we want to, but it's optional. Put me holding a banana, something like that, right? Hit generate thumbnail using Nano Banana Pro, and there's a picture of my avatar, right? So we uploaded this image, and there's the picture of me eating a banana, right? So you can see how easy and crazy this is, right? If you want to get access to this, let me copy that link over here. Then we're going to go back into here and we'll put a thumbnail. It's avatar thumbnail generator. There we go. Boom shakalaka. All right, so there's 5 different tools that we built with AI Studio that you've got access to now, and that's all using Gemini Pro and a combination of like Nano Banana or Google Search Data or whatever you want to use. Pretty simple and easy. And then you can download that image right here, use it on YouTube, whatever you want, and you've got an instant thumbnail generator that was super easy and powerful to do. Now, if we go back to the other one that we created, right? So we were talking about this other one where we uploaded an image of me. We put in the prompt, me looking shocked about the Gemini 3.0 update. This took a lot longer to generate because we're using Nano Banana Pro, which is 4K, right? 4K images, because they're higher quality, take longer time. Makes sense. So if we go over here, now we've got the update. So this is the new thumbnail, and we could easily use that on YouTube as a thumbnail. We could save the PNG. It's created a custom avatar image of me based on the original image I updated. It's created the screen with the title, so Gemini 3.0 update, and then it's added like some clickbait text at the top, right? Pretty simple and easy. And then from here, what we can also do is we can use the image that we generated up here to either generate a portrait or landscape video. Right. So it's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing what you can do. Like, look at the UI even. The UI is nicer than most tools. And how do you know, like, I was going to say, like, how would you know someone has built this with AI Studio? Like, someone could charge to use something like this. So if you go over to AI Studio over here, so again, aistudio.google.com/apps, we have loads of training on this inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So if you want to learn this stuff, it is mind-blowing. You can see that we've got tons of training on Gemini 3.0 Pro inside the AI Profit Boardroom, as you can see. This is all this cool stuff if you want to learn it. So if you want to learn how to build with Nano Banana, even this thumbnail is generated with Nano Banana, and we've got like full thumbnail tools and custom GPTs for Nano Banana prompts and everything. But if we go back to the example here on build mode inside Google AI Studio, all we do is we click on Nano Banana Powered App, right? So you make sure you select Nano Banana Powered App. You've got Gemini 3.0 Pro. Then you type in the idea that you have. Boom shakalaka, you're off to the races, aren't you? Because you can easily build this stuff, and you don't need any expertise to really do it. You know, it's so simple to do. So this is how it works step by step. Who else we got here? Small D Gaming. If you have like an app that you want to see me build, just let me know. The Nano Banana API is paid, so just be aware of that as well. So you want to make sure that you know that's not a free one, that's a paid one for the API. Burmas says, hi, our best Julian Goldie, CEO and SEO agency, Goldie Agency. And then Small D Gaming says, have you been able to test Gemini 3 in search mode? I was going to come on to that in a minute. You mean like inside Google search mode, right? If you do mean that, yeah, I'll come on to that in a sec. So that's going to be something we cover later today. But yeah, basically Gemini 3.0 is inside search mode of Google now as well. We'll come on to that in a sec. Sporter says, getting a little insane. Gemini is 100%. Smalldy Gamer says, yeah, AI mode. Okay, yeah, cool. All right. So we've talked about AI Studio and how to build anything over here. We've talked about how to take images and turn them into avatars, like you can see. We've talked about how to create tools like this, where it's powered by Nano Banana, and we can easily create these images. I'm going to share that app as well, so if you want to get access to that, I'll put it inside the AI Profit Boardroom too. So that's number 6, avatar plus thumbnail plus video generator. That's the difference. Like, you can use Veo 3.1 to generate videos in there as well, which is is pretty wild, right, if you ask me. To generate videos and avatar images in the same tool with something that we've created is just unbelievable. So we've added that inside the AI offboarding. We've got 6 different tools that we've built for you directly inside here. We've got all the updates. So I know I was getting asked about it here. So Google search with Gemini 3. Let's run through this. So basically Google Gemini 3 has been integrated into Google search as well, which makes total sense, right? Makes total sense. So the way that this works is I've said Gemini 3 state-of-the-art reasoning grasps depth and nuance and unlocks new generative AI and UI experiences with dynamic visual layouts, interactive tools, and simulations specific for your query. Now, this is interesting because, like, for example, Google search is going to totally change and the quality of results is going to change as well. Now, if you remember, like when ChatGPT first came out, a lot of people were saying that nobody was going to use ChatGPT anymore. Nobody was going to use Google search anymore, right, for searching for queries because AI is just 10 times better. But I think the way that Google have adapted so quickly and changed their search mode to become way more interesting and to give you better results is something that's absolutely fascinating. So you can see here, Gemini 3 in Google search, and then it's given like 2 different scenarios. So you can basically visualize whatever you want inside Gemini using their AI mode, right? So here's an example, here's a demo of how that works. So AI mode, we're going to switch to thinking. Then it's got the AI mode over here, and it uses 3 pro reasoning and layouts to give you better responses and different responses. So for example, visual, interactive tools and simulations inside AI Studio. Let's play an example back. All right, so for example, the prompt here is explain the physics of the 3-body problem, why is the system unpredictable, and are there any exceptions? So what it's going to do here is analyze using AI mode the query of the user, right? What the user is typing into Google, and then what should it generate based on it. So it's unlocking generative. So what's interesting about this is it basically codes on the go as people type in results. And then you can see here it's generating an interactive diagram that's super useful for people reading, right? And quite often that's going to be better than the blog post that Google was going to send them to in the first place, right? Here's another example. So this is the query in lifetime. Someone hits enter, it thinks, it creates a layout, it generates the actual response. So it gives you an answer here quickly, but then it also has an interactive diagram that you can start over here. You can switch between chaotic and stable. So absolutely amazing what you can do there. Let's try and test this out. I don't know if I've got access to this, but I want to try it out for you. So we can switch between thinking with Pro and default over here, right? These are the 2 options. So if we switch to thinking with Pro over here, and then we're going to put over here, okay, what should we put? Let's try that example. So explain the 3-body problem in physics, plus are there any exceptions? Let's just try that, right? See what it's like. So it's beginning to think now using Gemini. I think if it's actually got to code something and create a layout on the go, then it's probably going to be a little bit messy or a little bit slow, but we'll see how it goes. We're testing out now. And then it's coming up with the answer. And look, so now it's generating the AI content. This is a live search. This is actually me searching right now for you. And if you have any examples that you want me to try and test for you, let me know. But basically, AI is totally changed inside AI mode because now it can generate calculators, or it can generate tools, it can generate diagrams and workflows on the go whilst it's doing this stuff, right? So now we've got that example right here. Using Gemini 3 Pro, we can switch between the simulation speed, we can choose between running or not running, we can show orbit trails or not show them, and then we can reset the whole diagram. It's super nice. It's really, really good. I mean, like, imagine all those calculator websites are going to get wiped out, right? So I'll give you an example of that. So for example, if we type in enterprise SEO ROI calculator into Google, try and do this. All right, so for example here, this is actually my website, right? So for the keyword enterprise SEO ROI calculator, I'm ranking #1 on Google for that particular keyword using a website that generated with AI, right? This is the website that we generated. It was created with Bolt. We've got a nice little calculator in there. And because it's an exact match domain, it's ranking for that keyword, right? However, if we go into, I'm sure this is going to totally change everything for most calculate websites, but if we take that keyword like this, and then we go back to AI mode on Google, and then we type in that example prompt, right? I think that will just generate the calculator on the go. I can't see that linking out to websites. Why would you link to a website when it can create the content on the page and probably create it in a nicer, better way than this website, right? So it's a smarter, better way for Google to keep people on their platform, which is what they want, because the more people that use a platform, the more attention they get, ads, right? That's what they want. So you can see now they've got the enterprise SEO ROI calculator, and honestly, that is better than my actual website. Plus, it's simpler and easier. Plus, it's inside the search, right? So it's a nicer experience for someone. And someone who's in AI mode using Gemini 3.0 Pro can now type in their query, they get an answer, they get the response, right? Then they jump to something else, they get the answer, they get the response, right? It's a really, really smart move by Google, and what they're doing is just absolutely amazing. It's revolutionary, right? And it's really, really powerful. So if you've not tested out the AI mode, definitely check it out. It is really, really good. If you have any questions as we go along, by the way, peeps, feel free to ask. But yeah, you can see how easy that is. So just to recap here, let's see what we've talked about so far. So I've promised that I'm going to teach you how to build and automate anything. I've shown you how to build your own tools with AI Studio, how to use the new Google search feature, how to build custom SaaS tools with AI Studio and also Gemini directly using 3 and Nana Banana or Google's live search data, etc. Lewis says, nice and clear explanation. Happy to help, Lewis. Good to see you here. And also, you can see all those different tools that we built. All right. So if you want to get access to those tools, we've added 6 different tools inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So the thumbnail idea generator, the SEO content creator, the SEO keyword tool, the landing page example, the avatar thumbnail generator, and the avatar thumbnail and video generator. Right? Very revolutionary stuff. And amazing what you can do with this stuff as well. Right now, barely touch the surface on what you can do here. So for example, I want to show you something else that is pretty amazing. If you haven't checked this out already, there's something called anti-gravity by Google. Right, so anti-gravity is an IDE. What is an IDE? IDE is basically a way that you can code locally with a Google agent, right, using Gemini 3.0 Pro, right? And you can actually download it for free. I think they will charge eventually, but you can see here that right now they only have a free plan. They don't have a pay plan. It's coming soon, but it's not available right now. And then you can see all these different use cases. So you can, for example, code on the front end. You can see. You can also create professional websites, and you can even create a full stack app. So you can actually for example, build a back end and a front end for your app using this. And the way that you do this, right, is you're going to download Google Anti-Gravity, antigravity.google. So you click download over here. Then from there, I'm going to share my screen now so you can see it. Then from there, you're going to go to Anti-Gravity once you've installed and downloaded it, right? This is what Anti-Gravity looks like. So for example, the other day I was creating an SEO cost calculator tool, right? So you can see over here, we've got, this is the section where you can prompt it. This is the code itself for the project. And then this is the overarching folder and file sort of process, right? So if we move this to the left, we can switch between these different APIs. So we can have planning or fast mode, and then we can go, right, okay, I want to use Gemini 3 Pro or Pro Low, right? Or Claude Sonnet or 4.5 thinking, etc. There's also GPT OSS, which I think is mainly there because you can go through the limits really quickly, which means that you can't keep coding, right? So you can run out of credits and tokens pretty quickly when you're coding with anti-gravity, which I think is why they've added GPT OSS, right? So for example, I was coding on a live stream yesterday using Gemini 3 Pro, and the problem with that was when I was doing it, it ran out of credits halfway through, right? And I couldn't use the Gemini 3 Pro low or high API for 4 hours, which is kind of annoying when you're halfway through a project, right? So just be aware of that. And then what you can do is you can say, okay, preview this project / website over here. And agentically, this will open up, once it's completed the full directory contents, it will open up inside a browser the preview of the code, right? And you can test if it's working or whether it's good or not, right? So it's evaluating the static site setup. It's going to just it's going to use the terminal to open this up, right? And again, I can't code. I don't know anything about coding. It doesn't matter, right? At this stage of the game, it doesn't matter. Now, obviously, you would want, if you were launching a full SaaS tool, you would want like a professional developer to help you, especially on the security side. But you can see how easy this is for me to code stuff out as a prototype without understanding what code is or how to use it. Right now it's launching the browser, right? So it's launching that browser to test it out, right? So we're using the anti-gravity extension and it's editing and changing the page right here. So if we click on keep it, we can see this is the page it's built, right? That you can see. Now, if we go back over here, what we can say is make it more beautiful. Right? And then we can create a more beautiful landing page using anti-gravity. Now, if we right-click the icon over here, we can actually open up different projects we want to build, as you can see. So we could switch to this SEO website project instead. And you can see it's actually recorded a video using agentically the page we built out. Does that make sense? So it's recorded a video of the agent using the website that we coded out with the agent. It's crazy. It's crazy. So for example, over here, we can say, okay, preview this website. Now it's going to analyze the structure. It's opening this up. And this is stored locally as well, which is another benefit to an ID. Now it's going to open that up on a port. So it's going to host this locally, and then we can preview it locally on a port. And we've got this page that we coded out using Gemini 3. Design is super nice. Honestly, like it looks a lot nicer than the original version. I want to show you the original version if I can. Yeah, here we go. All right, so this is the original version, which doesn't look quite as new or as modern, etc. This is the new version, right? It looks a lot nicer, doesn't it, right? And we did this on a live stream yesterday. And then, like, if people want to order, they can click through here, and we've just vibe coded a landing page that will probably convert pretty well. So, Sporter says, you know, Google is the best ecosystem. I would have to agree with that. You know, I think like if you look at this page, for example, the way it's coded out, if you look at the original, like it can code and design better than I can. And I've been building funnels for years, right? It can code out tools really quickly and easy. I have no idea how to code, right? It can launch stuff agentically so that I don't have to click it and check out. You know, I don't even have to figure out how to host something locally. It just does it all for me. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And not only that, but this was free to use, right? We're using the free version of anti-gravity because there's no paid version yet. So it's really simple and easy to use this stuff. I'm just going to stop that over here. We can open up multiple different projects like I'm showing you. We can code for free. We can preview it, etc. And so you've seen, for example, how to use AI Studio, how to use Nano Banana Pro, how to use AI search mode, how to use anti-gravity. Like, there's so much value in these latest updates that you could literally code out an app, build a website, generate images, right? Generate videos using Veo 3.1, generate tools, and you're using the Google ecosystem for free to do all of this. It's unbelievable. And not only that, but as I've shown you today, a lot of these tools actually work first time around. So it's wild what you can do. It is wild. Let's go close these. Now, you know, another way that you can do this as well, let me close that one too, is you could go over to, you know, whatever tool you use regularly, and you can say, okay, Noam, what you know about me, what tools, games, or websites must I build right now to help me grow my business, right? And I mean, like, games is in, like, you could use that for a lead magnet. I'm going to keep it simple and just put like tools or websites. What else could we think about? We could think about like a landing page, etc. Right? And then we can ask ChatGPT to come up with these ideas, right? So for example, a free SEO tool that captures leads, right? Now, all you would need to do here is you copy this. So you copy the idea from ChatGPT, and this is personalized to me because obviously I run an SEO agency. ChatGPT knows that, and then it's giving me personalized ideas. So we can copy that. We can go over to anti-gravity over here. We can X off this, so close those previous projects. Then we can set up a new folder, press a new window, and close that one. Then we're going to open up a new folder, right? Add new folder. We'll put SEO lead magnet, you know, whatever your tool is about. Hit open. That's going to open up a new folder locally, right? Now we can start working on magic and coding. So over on the right-hand side, I've copied in the prompt and the idea from ChatGPT, and we're going to use that to start generating the outputs, right? So we've got the prompt on the right-hand side, we've got the code in the middle, and we've got the file structure on the left-hand side, right? The Explorer. So it's thinking it out now. And you can switch between planning and fast. So I would actually recommend that you start with planning when you come up with the idea, and then fast when you need to actually code it. because that will actually give you like a checklist and a project overview. Obviously, I'm doing this for speed because I'm on a live stream and I'm talking to you live right now, but you can see how this works. So it's starting the project design. Some people are asking what's the name of that software. So we're using Google Anti-Gravity. If you want a full guide on anti-gravity, right, go inside the AI Profit Boardroom, and then you're going to see this section inside the SAP section called Google Anti-Gravity. We've got a full video tutorial and example prompts and a full 30-day plan on exactly how to use it, right? So you can get all of this inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Just go to the classroom. Inside there, you're going to scroll down and you're going to go to SAP updates, and then you've got November 2022 over here. Right? Pretty simple and easy. So if we go back to anti-gravity now, it's beginning to code this out. It will take a little while just to set up the project files and everything else. But whilst we're waiting for that, we can go off and do something else, right? So we could use something else in Google's ecosystem whilst we're waiting, because it would take a few minutes to start generating that. So we've talked about Gemini 3.0, Google Search, Anti-Gravity, Nano Banana. Another one that you've got as well, we've talked about also AI Studio. You've got, for example, N8N. So you can use N8N to build AI agents, right? And inside N8N as well, let me see if I can actually log in. There we go. All right, so inside N8N too, we can easily create AI agents using Gemini 3.0. Let me show you how that works. So we're going to add a new step. We're going to type in AI agent. We're going to put that in. This is how easy and quick it is to create AI agents. Then we're going to go into here and select chat model. We're going to type in Google Gemini chat model. Then we're going to go over here and we'll type in Gemini 3, right? If we can't find Gemini 3, we'll just scroll down and find it. Sometimes the search is not that great. So you can see here, we can use image preview or we can use pro preview. Image preview is Nano Banana. Image pro preview is the API for just getting responses, right? So basically, if you want to break this down and understand what's going on here, we've got the chat message. That goes to AI agent is powered by Gemini 3.0. And then inside here, we can give it instructions, right? So we can go inside the chat and just say, are you working? And then you can add a fallback. So for example, let's say you want to use Google Gemini 3. There we go. And now you've basically got an AI agent. You've got the API linked to it. And if that doesn't work, it's okay. We can use OpenRouter. But basically, you see how you can build this AI agent that answers your responses pretty quickly and easy. In the meantime, if we go back to AI Studio now and Anti-Gravity, it's beginning to code this out. So it's launched on the local domain. We should be able to preview that any second now, right? So you can see here that it's coded out. It's created all the tools, all the ideas, etc. It's hosted that locally. It's assessing the local server. And now it's going to navigate using the AI to this landing page, right? So this is a low competition keyword finder. It's testing it out. So I'm not typing, it's fully testing this out itself, recording a video of it testing out the tool, and then just making sure it works. And we've got the lead magnet, right? So people have to type in their email address to actually use this tool, which means we've now created a lead magnet in one single prompt using this process, right? Now, if you want to collect the leads, you could connect it to something like Go High Level so that when people plug in their email address, it goes to Go High Level, and then you use the CRM to start emailing and nurturing those leads. So pretty amazing tool right there. We can stop that agent as well, so we can force that to close, test it out ourselves, etc. So for example, if I put SEO here, it's going to analyze the SERPs, and then to actually use and find the keywords, we have to type in an email address. Amazing lead magnet, right? It's like people have already committed to using it, then they have to type in the email address to get the results. Right? Crazy. So let me just test this out, see if it actually works. It's unlocking the data now once we've tested the email address, and boom, we've got the results, right? It's so good. It's too good. It's too good. And it's scary how good it is, right? But yeah, then we can stop this, stop that agent now. But yeah, you can basically see how this works. Stop, 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 stop. All right. We're going to close all that. So we've now created a lead magnet and an AI agent. I would come back and fix that later. I think it's because my APIs are not plugged in properly. But yeah, you can see how easy this is. So what we got here on the questions. Sporter says wild. I would agree with you. Chronic calls Universal says, is Anti-Gravity an app or extension or website? Anti-Gravity is an ID, right? So it's an ID. So it's just a program where you can code locally offline. You can just type in whatever you want. Boom. You're good to go. That's how it works. Bill says, hi, good to see you here. UCAN says, what's the name of the software? Anti-Gravity. Is this on VS Code? No, it's inside Anti-Gravity. But it looks very similar to VS Code, right? So if you've ever used VS Code, you're going to find it very, very natural to use. Ibrahim says, can Gemini 3 build an AI receptionist that can be deployed in one day with booking appointments and saving customer data? I would recommend for using that you actually go over to the AI Profit Boardroom, and then you can use the booking system in here. So if you go over here, Type in voice agent. If you want a receptionist, this is what we used for our website for a little bit. You can set up a AI powered inbound call agent, and then you can link that to Gmail or to whatever you're using for bookings, right? So you can set up a AI powered call agent. We've got a full video tutorial here. We've got an N8N template that you can use, and it's pretty simple and easy. Inside the AI profit button. Is this AI 2 or VHolo? This is the real McCoy, Julian Goldie. Where this keyword find is, so I assume it's using Google's API to generate the responses, right? Can you make a You're a funny guy, Phil Gamer. You're a funny guy or girl. Are you kidding? No, you want me to create a snake game? Let me know in the comments. Who wants to see a snake game right here? I'm just saying that because like when I used to create snake games with AI, I used to get like so much hate, so much criticism for doing that because it's such a simplified task that and 99% of people are not going to create snake games. But if you really want me to create a snake game with the anti-gravity ID, let me know in the comments and we can do that in a sec. Right? If not, thanks for making me laugh. And then Finesse says, what are the chances of losing your code in anti-gravity as some have had the whole project taken or lost inside of Cursor or others? So, there's a couple of ways that you can get around that, right? Number one, you can just go into anti-gravity and you can back up the folder you use, right? So for example, if you're using this example, and let's say this is the module that you've got, right? So these are all the files you've got inside the project. You can just go to Reveal and Finder, and if you're creating a huge project, back it up. Don't just rely on IDEs that are in beta mode and completely free to protect your data. You got to back this stuff up. For me, I mean, for example, if I'm creating videos on YouTube, I back them up somewhere else, right? I don't just rely on YouTube to save those videos. It's the same with IDEs. Like if you're creating a big project and you're putting a lot of time and energy into it, back up the IDE, back it up and save it for later because you don't know what can happen, right? So yeah, just be careful of that and back it up yourself. I think there might be checkpoints inside anti-gravity. I've not heard of anyone getting the content wiped out yet. I've just heard good things about anti-gravity, but all these tools, just be safe and back it up yourself or set up an automation to back it up and host it in the cloud and that sort of thing. Tempted to make a snake game now. So the next one that I want to show you is Stitch. What else we got here? So what is the best AI chatbot? So again, you can use, do you know what? I'm going to show you something interesting that I think you can do with the new version of Gemini as well, right? So if we go to NotebookLM, we're going to click on NotebookLM here, try NotebookLM. Inside NotebookLM, you can create a new notebook, right? And this can be trained on whatever you want, right? So for example, if I go to YouTube, and then we're going to take, I don't know, we'll create a Gemini anti-gravity tool that tells me everything I need to know about Google anti-gravity, right? So we'll plug that in. We'll add in the link here. So we're going to add a source, so from YouTube, insert. And then using this tool over here, we've got a chatbot now trained on the tool that we have, right? So for example, if I ask it questions about ID, like for example, okay, I'm an SEO agency, what could I build that's useful with Google Anti-Gravity ID? Then we've got that chatbot right here ready to go. And we can also share that with our team. So we can click on share over here. And it's all custom trained on our data. Okay? Now, there's two things that I love about this. Number one, it's free. So NotebookLM you can use for free. Number two, you can share with your team. Number three, I'd said two things, but I'm going to say number three things, is that it's so fast and easy to do. If you wanted to do the same thing on a custom GPT, you'd have to upload your data manually, tweak it, etc., and it wouldn't be custom trained until you spent probably about 20 minutes on it. This is fully custom trained to you, and all we did was just load up a YouTube source, right? So you can see some examples here of how it works. We actually use this as an example inside our sales. So we actually created an account manager, custom GPT, to train our team. We also use this to train our sales team too. So you can easily generate amazing amazing chatbots inside NotebookLM. And then there's some other cool stuff you can do with this too. So you can actually generate an audio podcast of the custom source you've loaded in here. You can create a video overview. You can also create a mind map, a report. So you can choose like a briefing document, a study guide, or a blog post. You can create flashcards, right, to train your team as well, based on the custom source. That's the difference here, is like you're not creating a generic chatbot, you're creating a custom trained one, and you're doing it for free. You can create a slide deck, right? You can create an infographic, you can create flashcards. So it's pretty cool. So as an example of that, if we go back here, let's say, for example, I was doing a live stream and I wanted to create an amazing live stream with a nice little presentation. Well, I can copy all the information from this page. I can go back to Google NotebookLM. Then I can go inside, create a notebook here. Then I can copy and paste the text here, insert. And once that is loaded and the notebook is custom trained, I can create a slide deck, right? So I can create an AI slide deck based on my sources, aka what I'm going to talk about on the live stream. So I can take all the notes, boom, create a presentation like so fast. We can also create infographics, right? Infographics is super nice with NotebookLM because we've got the new version of Nano Banana Pro, which is powered by Gemini 3, if that makes sense. So you can see all these different things you can do with NotebookLM that's super powerful. And all it is a custom chatbot that can also generate videos and everything else. Now we can come back to that later because that's going to take a couple of minutes to generate. If we go over here, we can see, okay, what have we created previously using this, right? So here's another example. This is another notebook that I trained on some recent AI intelligence reports. And this was using deep research. So NotebookLM has deep research, which means it can source loads of different stuff across the web, plug it into the NotebookLM, and you just tell it what you want to learn about. Right? And then over here, we have this podcast. Now, I'm not going to play the sound because it might sound a bit tinny or it might not sound that nice, but we'll basically have a 5-minute podcast generated using NotebookLM, right? And the custom sources. If we go over here, we've got the sales recipe. So this is basically a custom chatbot where I've loaded in the sales process from my SEO agency, plugged it in to NotebookLM, and then you can see on the right hand side we have all these different videos that we've generated, even one in Chinese. This is a podcast in Chinese that we generated using NotebookLM just for the lols, right? Just for having a great time. So for example, if we play this video over here, I've got a 7-minute video that breaks down the sales playbook for my agency, and it explains to people, right, what we've done, what we've achieved, what this is about, etc. And then also inside this video, I mean, it does have sound, and it has automated the creation, the design of everything too. I'm not going to play the sound because I don't think it'll sound that good on the live stream, but you get the point. It's so easy to do this stuff. So if you come back here, it's still generating the infographic and the slide deck, so just be prepared to wait a little bit. You see how easy this stuff is. Finesse James says, oh, thank you. I really like your avatar. I'm trying to learn how to make mine. If you want to learn this stuff, just come to the AI Proper boarding, my friend. All right. So if you want to learn how to build, I literally broke down the process step by step. So if you want to learn how we do this, go to the AI Proper boarding, right? Then you're going to go to the playbook over here. And inside the playbook, we have video tutorial breaking down my exact process on how I create the AI avatar. And then you've got the step-by-step process over here, which is like a Google Doc you can give to yourself or your team. And step by step, it will show you exactly how to create your own AI avatar based on what's working for me. And the crazy thing about this is, this really shocks me more than anything. The crazy thing about this is, right, this is my AI avatar. And a lot of people, I tell them, they don't believe me. They don't believe me. But I'm going to tell you now, and hopefully you believe it. All right, so this is my AI avatar presenting the video right now. And, you know, that got 5,700 views, did really well, performed very well. Great, people loved it. Awesome. Now, if we go over to a human video of me, so this is the human version of me, presenting exactly the same topic, same process, etc., you can see that only got a measly 1,200 views. Right? So people don't prefer the human version of me. My AI avatar beats me in terms of watch time, in terms of views, in terms of presentation, right? And I know I get a lot of hate on YouTube for using an AI avatar. I wouldn't use it unless it worked better, right? So here's another example. If we go to the reach over here and we go to engagement, right? On the engagement side, we do get better watch time here, but that's only because the video is much longer. So I just want to be fully transparent with you. But you can see that we get a lot more views for this content and more subscribers too. So people actually subscribe to me more and want to see my channel more after we create these AI avatar videos. So the AI avatar video, to recap, got 5,900 views, 268 hours watch time, and 28 subscribers. Now, the human version of me, which takes a lot more energy, a lot more time, and is a lot more painful to create, only got 1,400 views, only 107 hours watch time. And this is the craziest thing, is someone decided that they saw my human video and decided to unsubscribe, right? Whereas on the actual AI avatar version of me, 28 people subscribed and said, I want to see these videos again. So it's really crazy because basically the AI avatar is at a point now where it performs better than me, and people prefer it more than me, right? They prefer the AI version of me more than the human version of me. And I've been doing YouTube for like 5 or 6 years. So if that's true for me,
That's probably true for everyone or 99% of the population. Derek says that's really crazy. I would 100% agree with you. It shocks me too. It's kind of a little bit upsetting, but that's part of the game, right? And then Bill Gamer says, what's the best HeyGen alternative? So if you go inside the AI profit boarding, you'll see a bunch of alternatives of what we talk about and how you can use it. Is there a cap on data using the free notebook? There might be, or there might be some like limitations to it. I don't use the free version, so I don't know. And then Finesse says, wow, yeah. And Derry says, that's really crazy. Yeah, blew my mind too. Blew my mind, peeps. But that's the game, isn't it? No, like a lot of people judge on the outside for using AI avatar video. But in reality, you can clearly see that people much prefer the AI version of me, right? And it's quite sad, but it's true. So we're going to keep going through now. And if you have any questions as we go along, like feel free to ask. But yeah, the other thing I was going to show was Stitch, right? So if you've not used Google Stitch, you can also generate landing page designs using Nano Banana. And because it's using Nano Banana Pro, which is the new version of Nano Banana, just came out literally a few days ago, you can see the responses here are super nice, right? They look a lot nicer, right? So for example, this was the original design, but if we use Nano Banana Pro, boom, we got something that's way nicer looking, right? So Google Stitch is another free tool using Nano Banana Pro, which is powered by Gemini to generate this stuff. Right. Now we've also got the infographic from NotebookLM back now. So it did take a little while to generate, but look at the quality of the response, right? Look at the quality of this infographic. How good is that? Right? So you can see here, it's talking about the new version of Google versus the old version. It's like talking about limiting beliefs and everything else. We can zoom in, we can zoom out. The text is pretty much perfect. So let's just read this out to make sure it makes sense. Build your business with Google's new AI stack. The old excuses are over. Your new AI building toolkit. The text is perfect. The icons are perfect. And it's better than a designer could get to you. Plus, it's free and you can hire someone else. Sorry, it's better than if you hired someone else to do this for you. You can download it, you can share it, etc. You can edit it, whatever you want. Right? And then it's creating the slide deck over here, but I think that's going to take a lot longer. So we've covered a lot there. Gemini 3.0, Deep Think, Google Search, Anti-Gravity, Google Nano Banana, Google Stitch, AI Studio, N8N. There is Google CLI as well. If you want to learn more about CLI, if you type in CLI into AI Profit Boarding here, you'll see some training on Google CLI and how to use it, etc. But they've updated it with Gemini 3 as well. So yeah, it's just absolutely amazing what you can do. Derek says, could it be that AI bots enjoy watching AI videos? I don't think so. I don't think that's the case at all. I think it's just like, if you compare an AI version of me versus this version of me, the human version, right? The AI version, he's always going to have perfect lighting. He's going to pronounce every single word perfectly. He's going to script out the hook and everything else perfectly for the video. And also, he's going to present in a really smooth way without any pauses. And so how can you beat that? Plus, he can create more content than me. He doesn't get tired and he's always at peak state, right? Peak performance state in terms of like his mood, his energy, and everything else. Whereas, for example, a human will get tired, take naps, sleep, have an emotional cycle as well. All humans do. And so like, how can you compete with that? You're never going to be able to compete with that. And so like, as these AI avatars get better and better, I think you'll see more and more of this stuff on YouTube, and you'll probably tend to watch more content with it as well. Mehmet says he try Quen in Deep Research Mind, blew my mind. I can see that it generated a legit research paper. I don't really use Quen so much anymore, simply because like my audience votes with its clicks, and every time I created a video about Quen, nobody cared. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll stop making videos about Quen if nobody wants to see it. So what I actually found is like most people on YouTube and my audience in general just prefer to learn about Google products, right? And NotebookLM and that sort of thing, and Perplexity. These seem to be the top topics for me. Whereas if I create content about Claude, if I create content about Quen or something like that, even DeepSeek these days, if I create content around those, like, just doesn't perform well. Hypervista says it just tested some things, and I'm pretty sure Nano Banana is still outputting and using. I don't know. Like when I've tested it, I'm not a designer, so I don't know these technical specifications. But when I've tested out Nano Banana, like the quality is good. It's really, really good. Yeah, for sure. So that's
pretty much it for me. What I would say is, you've seen me build working systems in minutes using Google's new AI stack. You saw anti-gravity create entire applications from simple descriptions. You saw these tools work in real time. And, I know that some of you are thinking, okay, Julian, this is cool, but how do I actually use this in my business to get actual AI and real results, right? And that's exactly why the AI Profit Boardroom exists. So let me walk you through what you're going to get when you join right now during the Black Friday sale. Okay, so when you join the AI Profit Boardroom, number one, you're going to get the free school training system. This shows you how to build a community that actually grows your business, not just a group that sits there, right? It's a real system that attracts engaged people and turns that into opportunities for your business. Second, you're going to get the Twitter AI system. So if you've not seen this before, let me show you this. The Twitter AI system, as you can see, is a really powerful training system that shows you how to grow your business with X. And this is my complete system for building daily opportunities on X using AI, right? Even with a small following. So even starting from scratch, and you'll learn how to create content that attracts inbound interest, how to position yourself as the expert people want to work with, and how to turn followers into clients using X and Twitter, right? You're also going to get the school empire system that teaches you how to build your own community. You'll get my digital nomad breakdown. So this is my complete AI business model. Basically allows you to, allows me to build a business whilst working from anywhere. You get all the automations, the workflows, the team structure, the systems, all of it. This is literally what's helping me run my business right now. On top of that, you're going to get access to the SEO Elite Circle. So you get my complete link building the AI SEO systems, the strategies that took sites from 0 to thousands of visitors using ChatGPT, and also how to rank inside ChatGPT. You'll also get access to my AI avatar systems that I've used on YouTube to grow my business using AI avatar videos. Top of that, you get the pre-built client funnels, all the pitch decks, landing pages, and complete offer systems for getting clients. And this is all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Now, if you've not checked this out already, let me show you exactly what you get and how it works. So you can go inside the AI Profit Boardroom here. We have a community of 1,700 members. And the goal for everyone is just to grow and learn and share stuff together, right? So you can see, for example, we have a look at some of the wins here. You can see that Justin created his AI avatar using my process here. He said, if you haven't gone through it already, Julian's tutorials on this, I highly recommend them, right? You can see, for example, here, the people building new websites. So Steve Light created a whole new website that's SEO optimized with AI using our training. You can see here we've got a bunch of new wins here too. Loads of people sharing like amazing stuff. People building new projects and starting them. We've also got, for example, Peter, who said, I've tried developing a complex app via vibe coding unsuccessfully for several months. This morning I watched week 1 from the training inside the AI Profit Boardroom. He learned new things already. And he said, but one was outstanding. In 3 hours, I had my app working and released my beta user list. Pretty insane, right? And you can see I personally respond to posts, comments inside the AI Profit Boardroom, right? So you can join the AI Profit Boardroom and then you get access to all of this stuff. And that's just a community. You also get 4 coaching calls a week here. So you can jump on the coaching calls, ask any questions. If you want to watch them back, they get recorded and you can watch them back inside the classroom. On top of that, you get the 6-week AI Automation Masterclass, which shows you how to build your first AI agent in under 5 minutes. You'll learn how to build a business and automate it using AI. You'll also learn how to create AI avatar videos, my best automations for shorts on Instagram, YouTube, and everywhere else. How to grow your X and Twitter account and get clients using that process. How to automate your emails, and how to grow your business with newsletter automations too. On top of that, you get all of this other stuff too. Then inside the classroom, you also get my best lead generation and social media processes. If you've seen me across pretty much every single channel at this point, then you're going to learn exactly how I do that inside the AI Profit Boardroom using AI. And it's pretty simple and easy to automate. That's why I have so much time to jump on these live streams with you directly every single day, right? So you've also got AI agents and workflows, N8N templates, agency course for basically scaling your agency, getting clients, etc. That's all inside the AI Profit Boardroom agency course. So, for example, how to build offers, how to productize, how to generate leads, how to do sales calls, right? How to hire for your agency too. And then inside the classroom here as well, you also get the Q&A and coaching call recordings, my collection of my SOPs, including daily updates. So, for example, November 23rd, November 22nd, etc. We've got all the latest classroom updates here. And then if you want and love N8N, then we have all of our best templates inside the AI Profit Boardroom here too. So you get N8N templates on, for example, video, scraping templates for generating audio on N8N, social media templates, email-based templates, website and SEO-based templates,
personal assistant templates, random and general stuff, right? And then 1,000 N8N templates. So it's crazy the amount of value inside here, and you can get it all for a flash sale discount of 35%. So if you sign up now, you'll get a flash sale discount of 35%, which means you sign up now, you'll save 35% forever. We also have an annual plan where you unlock a few bonuses too, and you can get this all inside the AI profit boarding, right? So if you want to connect with me personally, I also answer my DMs too here. I answer pretty much every single post inside the AI profit boarding too, and it would be an honor to work with you inside the AI profit boarding. All right. Derek says, so right now, is this your AI version or the human version? How do we verify? I mean, if AI was that good that it could do live streams like this, I would switch to that happily, right? But yeah, if you don't realize this is the human version of me, then that shows you how good the AI version of my avatar videos is. And if you want to get the process for that, it's all inside the AI profit boarding, my friends. Appreciate you watching. Thanks very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.